Hey guys, and welcome back to Sonic Unleashed. We're not able to do any more in Holoska right now, so let's head back to the world map, which I can't believe that Sonic and Chip have never commented on. I mean, really, that's probably why Unleashed got so many low scores. They didn't just, react to meta shit, I suppose. Yeah, I don't even know about these openings, you know. I could just say, hey guys, and leave it at that, but no, I've got to go that extra mile.
Well, no, what you could have done is you could have gone buongiorno or bonjour.
No, we've discussed this already. Too much effort.
Too much cringe.
Oh, Chip looking like a child, overlooking his parents being all romantic and whatnot.
They're his parents? That's a certain new kind of headcanon.
Yeah. The weirdest headcanon. And Amy doesn't recognise Sonic, even though he's wearing similar sneakers. And he's blue. I guess she's just not really into really hairy guys.
Well, no, it's because she's certifiably blind. Because, I mean, obviously it's a running joke that they felt they had to pay homage to. Because in Sonic Adventure 2, she mistook Shadow for Sonic, and obviously was proved wrong. And in Sonic the Hedgehog 2006, she mistook Silver for Sonic, and was proven wrong. It's just kind of ironic then that she mistakes Sonic for not being Sonic, and runs away. It's just like, bloody hell, woman, just use your brain.
I suppose. Amy doesn't really have a big role in Unleashed's story. She basically just stands around going, I know Sonic can do it, yippee!
Yeah, I have to say, for all of the complaints that can be thrown at the Boom franchise, the one thing that I think it's done wonders for is Amy's character.
Yeah,
by bringing her out of her just, oh, Sonic, and going into actually being a character.
Yeah, I suppose so, yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I will say, I do have quite a soft spot for the relationship between Sonic and Amy in this game. It's quite cute. And I think it's probably the most well done it's been.
I'm giving you the side eye, something fierce right now. But it's fine, you can like whatever you like. And yes, you do have to come back and speak to the pickle to make sure you unlock certain parts of the game. So make sure you come back here and have a waffle on the pickle.
Yeah, he ends up being quite often the point when you haven't played the game in a while and you think, where was I? You go talk to him, he'll tell you where to go.
Pretty much.
How can he even fucking see?
I don't know, mate. Maybe those are his eyes.
Oh, God.
Ew.
Yeah. Okay, we've got a bevy of nighttime levels in this part, guys, so strap in. I hope you enjoy.
4 Werehog levels straight.
Oh, my God!
I mean, that's fine, because that's about what we did for Windmill Isle, isn't it?
I suppose so, and, you know, fair play, Spigonia's pretty rad in the platforming department, at least during the night. During the day as well, but I particularly like the nighttime stages in Spigonia.
This one is one where you do start seeing the Wii version level differentiating themselves a bit. Like, this is pretty bare bones, but like the third one in particular, when we get to that, that'll be a little bit more interesting. In the meantime, though, as I talk about things being more interesting, let's punch some dudes.
I hope one of you two, because I sure as shit ain't doing this, have interesting topics for us to cover, preferably from Sonic, otherwise we're going to be here all day doing retakes.
Well, I mean, I suppose one thing that we can discuss is the difference in how you level up in the games, because it's certainly something that is very noticeable from the Wii version to the HD version, because in the HD version, obviously you kill enemies, you get the diamonds, which are like experience diamonds, and you use those to build up different stats, basically. So you can increase his health, you can increase his combat ability, so you get more combos, his strength, etc, etc, etc. But that isn't quite how it works in the Wii version, is it, Flame?
No, in the Wii one, it's a more traditional sort of level up system. You get experience through levels, and in the Wii one, it's only actually the Werehog who levels up. Sonic is just Sonic. But in this one here, they've simplified his stats as well. I think he's just got 3 traits of health, like combat and strength.
I've noticed something as well, like there doesn't seem to be any finishing moves in the Wii version of the game.
There's some occasional things, like not the sort of QTE ones that you get in the HD ones, but you get like the Werehammer just then, and you get this kind of awkward one where he sort of spins around a bit. It's really not as well developed like as the HD one is.
Well, when I say finishing moves, I mean like QTEs and the like. They don't seem to be present in this version of the game.
No, this is a lot lighter on the QTEs, thankfully. Like, there are still some parts, particularly during certain day levels and during one little hub world bit, but other than that, it's just, which I guess your mileage might vary on that, whether that's a good thing or not, because QTEs can get kind of irritating.
I'm liking the scenery in this level so far.
It's kind of the entering the sort of town area sort of thing, seeing all the different buildings. It's really cool, I think.
Oh, what, there's Quasimodo in the distance. Jesus.
It is very Notre Dame-esque, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Oh, man, I'm enjoying actually seeing the moon out in the night sky. And what the fuck happened there?
Oh, I just, his natural falls forward a bit, because I was sort of mid-walk as I fell off the edge.
Okay.
And he sort of fell a bit far.
But yeah, I just enjoy seeing the moon out in the sky during these nighttime levels. I feel like it's more prevalent in the Wii version of the game more than the HD one, but again, this is probably one of those, weirdly paranoid sort of like musings I have from time to time.
Can I just say, fuck this section? Look at all these things.
Not a fan?
No! These are fucking awful enemies.
They're gone now, Flame. You can stop the weeping.
But they'll be back. They'll always be back.
Oh, bees will always be back, mate.
They always will be. Yes. Come on, I've got to fill your quota.
Well, you see, the bees will always come back because they love you. Because, when the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore.
That was my joke from the original playthrough, you shit.
Well, no, but I've used it in a totally different situation, thank you very much.
What the fuck, Flame?
I survived!
Like, falling off buildings aside, this little set piece here is pretty cool, actually. Literally running along the rooftops.
Well, it does what it says in the name, I guess.
Yeah, I suppose so. Rooftop Run night. It's okay, you don't have to talk about bees anymore.
For now.
Oh, God. Well, if anything, we can just use, bees as a segue to go into, trying to meme it up with that whole bee movie shit.
No, we are not doing that. Memes are the last resort of the commentator who has run out of things to say. Praise Harambe.
Oh, God.
What haven't we addressed so far? Sonic Mania, perhaps? Like we talked about Sonic 2017, but Mania is very much under my radar, because whenever a new Sonic game comes out, I mostly tend to err on the side of wanting to play the 3D ones more. Even though I grew up with 2D titles, I just enjoy the 3D ones more. What about you, Rich?
Well, seeing as I've never actually properly played and beaten a 2D Sonic game before...
Sacrilege!
Yeah, well, it's just because of when I grew up, when I was a kid.
Pick up a copy of Gems Collection or something then.
I know I could, but I'm busy these days. And also when I did play start of Sonic 2 at the National Video Game Arcade, and I'm just really rubbish at 2D Sonic games.
Yeah, I feel like we've had this conversation
before.
before.
To just steer clear of them, to be fair.
What's your thoughts on Sonic Mania as a whole then, from what you've seen?
I think it looks really fun. I am loving it in principle. I think that it's nice that they're doing 2D Sonic as it really, Sonic 4 as it should have been done. And they're doing Sonic 2017 at the same time, so you're getting those two bits of the franchise in 1 year. Or at least what should be in 1 year.
It's literally a win-win situation.
Exactly, so everyone gets a bit of what they want. Because, considering the people working on Sonic Mania, I think that in the long run it will be a strong 2D Sonic title. And, well, I hope that it will do very, very well. That's
Christian Whitehead and co, the people who did Sonic CD Mobile or whatever it was?
Yes. So they've worked on all of the iOS Sonic ports and all these sort of updated versions. So it's being made by people who understand classic Sonic.
Yeah.
And whether the level design ends up living up to that is a different kettle of fish, because I don't think we've actually seen any level design from that team as yet. But I have hope.
I kind of like, it's not really on my radar as much as say 2017. It's just like a thing I like. You guys, I lean more towards 3D Sonic. I'll play it. I'll more than likely enjoy it. Like, it does look solid for what it is. Hopefully the PC version won't be as awkward as the CD one was. But other than that, yeah, it does look like a fun game.
Well, like, if you follow me on Twitter, you'll remember me, I wouldn't exactly say throwing a hissy fit, but I wasn't pleased when the first game they announced was another 2D Sonic game, you know, and another in huge quotation marks, because, you know, as much as people like to complain about, like, classic Sonic and the like coming back in 2017, there isn't that much 2D Sonic these days, so, I don't know, my opinion on Sonic Mania grew over time, positively, I should say. So I'm looking forward to trying it out. You know, graphically it looks pretty smooth, you know, sharp, clean, all of the above. Gameplay seems pretty fun. You can play Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, which is a straight up classic right there, 3NK represent. And yeah, I'll give it a shot. Flame can record it, I'll do 2017.
Yeah, other way around, fan, but
The Great Aqueduct.
yeah, I actually like this. Granted, it does have a fair bit of sitting waiting around for stuff, but this is where we're starting to see how they like to split the different acts of the night stages into themes, because now this is like going along this sort of bridge and there's like overcoming all the different obstacles along it. And it just feels so much different to, say, the first two acts.
Yeah, this is one thing I'm surprised they didn't do in the HD version of, like, Rooftop Run Day, is, like, have him sliding down aqueducts and the like. You know, kind of sort of like in Lost World in Sonic Adventure 1, you know, the level, not the game, where you slide down the water and whatnot.
I mean, I suspect that a lot... So, obviously the levels in Sonic Unleashed HD were very, very, very expensive to produce.
Yeah.
Because you've got to be able to get through them very quickly, but to make them feel long enough, they've got to be very, very long.
Yeah, miles and miles, like we mentioned at the start of the playthrough.
So that is a lot of effort to put into something that you're going to speed through in a very short amount of time, which is obviously going to cost quite a lot of money, because you've got to put in the funding to be able to make sure that the assets are high enough quality that if you stop still, you'll be able to look at them and they'll all look good, but you will also be able to speed past them at ridiculous speeds. So, yes, the fact that the budget would have been spent on that would have meant that they would have had to rein in some of their ideas, because they just wouldn't have had the budget for it.
Yeah.
However, with the Wii version, obviously everything is much lower quality visually, so they would have been able to funnel, I suppose, some of that funding into coming up with new and unique ideas, / using ideas that they wanted to implement in the HD version, but which they just couldn't do because it just wasn't feasibly possible.
Fair play to the Wii version of the game. They've got a great sense of scale with the levels and whatnot. You know, they may not be as beautiful as the ones in the HD version, but just look in the background here.
Yeah, it goes quite a way back. But going on to like the funding and that, I wouldn't be surprised if the Wii version was created to help get money back from how much they spent on the 360 one. Because the Wii was at a point where it was printing money, and Sonic, you know, it's got that sort of tie with Nintendo. Nintendo versions of Sonic games tend to do well, and like, you know, it kind of, they blow all the budget on the one that needs to look good, because if you've got a brand new HD console, or fairly new HD console, you want it to look pretty. But also, that's not where all the sales are going to be.
Yeah, for sure. Who developed the Wii version of the game? What the hell? You were like sliding on ice there for a second.
Yeah, there's these little quirks. I'm not sure off the top of my head. I know that Dimps were involved with some of the level design, like for the day versions. which it seems so radically different to a lot of Dimp's other approach to level design.
So officially, on both versions, the developer was Sonic Team. Officially. I don't know whether... I'm just looking to see if I can find any other bits of information, but it's not looking entirely likely, which is really frustrating. Probably more likely to see stuff in the actual credits of the game, but I feel Dim's probably helped somewhat because obviously they were heavily involved in production of Sonic titles around this time.
Well, it says here on the Wikipedia page, talking about the HD version of the game. In contrast, the PS2 and Wii versions of the game, and the PS2 is basically like a lesser version of the Wii one, not much different, pretty much nothing different. So that's why it's Wii in HD, not PS2 Wii in HD.
Yes.
In the PS2 and Wii versions of the game, Japanese company Dimps helped design some of the stages.
Ah, there we go. You see, I was looking at the wrong bit of the description.
Yeah, you just do Control F, type in what you want, mate. That's how you find stuff quickly during these commentaries.
It's very true. Very, very true indeed.
It's why I'm glad that you guys are so much better at multitasking than me, because I can't multitask for shit.
Fair enough, mate. That was a really cool set of nighttime levels for the Wii version. Let's see how the HD counterpart stacks up, and I won't lie, this might be my favourite nighttime level in the HD version of the game, especially the clock tower bit, because I just love the platforming.
Oh, definitely.
I like the clock tower. This other shit around the edges I don't care much for, but
Yeah.
I don't really find the HD Werehog levels as memorable. I suppose a lot of the ones I remember from the Wii version are like the individual fragments. Like I remember that particular aqueduct level from Rooftop Run that stood out to me because that was the level. It was going along that area. Whereas this, it's just like when they're meshing everything together, you sort of after a while you switch off to the environments and just it's another bunch of guys to hit.
Yes, and I suppose also because it is just one long level, you've also got the whole thing of the enemy encounters feel like they're a lot more regular.
Yeah.
Because it's occurring over a longer span of time. So you go in, and another one, and another one, and another one,
Yep.
and another one, and you just sort of gradually get more and more numb to it, and then you're just like, just die already, please. Just kill yourselves. Shuffle off this mortal coil, if you please.
After a while, it did. Like when I was grinding up the Werehog just for the sake of having a fully maxed out character to play from, I just ended up completely switching my brain off to these levels.
I suppose you have to, really, if you're doing that kind of busy work.
Granted, I did work around some sections by buying loads of food, because they give you experience in the same way that getting them yellow crystal things do. But still,
okay.
you are going to be going through a lot of fighting sections.
Fair enough.
Flame, I know you've already collected the metal, but why didn't you run through it?
Because it's a ghost, it's not real, Richie!
Also, I want to go fast.
I know, but it was right there, and all you need to do would have done the ding, and then that would have made me feel better.
Shush, it's fine, it's fine. Man, can we talk about the friggin' music for Rooftop Run Night? It is sexlicious. Fuck!
You know, we should probably just get a whole bunch of trumpets just ready, so that whenever this occurs, we can just go...
Didn't realise Hone was confirmed again. You thought they'd move on to Gen 4 remakes. Nope, they just skipped 4, 5 and 6 and went right back around to 3 again.
I'm gonna be honest, part of the reason I want a PC port of this is because I know someone would mod that out, that song.
Yeah.
There's also the issue of performance, and that'd be great, but just get rid of the fucking song.
Yeah, get rid of the song, that's number 1 on the checklist. Improve stability, that's 2. I guess design unique levels is 3, that'd be nice.
It just reminds me of how someone has made a mod for Lost World where it's just it removes as much of the Deadly Six as they possibly could. And that kind of sums up the fanbase's thoughts on the Deadly Six.
Yeah, that thing looked like a fucking unversed or heartless, by the way.
I feel unversed, perhaps more so, if only because it was blue and not black. But that's just me being ridiculous, and also because I've just played through Kingdom Hearts 0.2, and I'm just like, oh.
Oh, you enjoy it?
I did quite enjoy it. Yes, it's very short. Certain elements of the gameplay design I felt weren't ideal, but it gives me a lot of hope for Kingdom Hearts 3. When it eventually comes out, in God knows when.
Yeah, just like TBA on that one, mate.
Yeah, it will come out eventually.
Mm-hmm.
You realise you guys are probably going to be retired by the time you play it, right?
What, do you mean retired from HFC or just in general?
In general, like, in your fucking 70s or something.
Oh man, finally! Oh god, I've got arthritis and I can't play the game.
I would be slightly worried if that were the case, considering even Final Fantasy 15 came out after about a decade. So, as long as we get it within the next decade of it being in development, that'll be fine. I'd prefer it if it came out in the next couple of years, preferably within the next 2.
Yeah.
But I'll take what I can get.
Man, that barrel just clipped right through those rings. No respect. No respect for the thing that keeps Sonic alive at all.
Oh, Barrel gives no shits, he's trying to kill Sonic.
Well, exactly, yes.
Oh, we're getting close to the best part of the game, boys. Best part of the game? Best part of the level, man. I like Rooftop Run 9, but I think I was overrating it there for a second.
I like climbing up the side of the clocks. Fuck the going fast shit.
You were trying to be hyped there, Flame. Didn't pay off.
No, not quite.
You saw a little thing there that I absolutely detest about the fighting system, in that whenever you get knocked on your ass, which happens a lot when you're fighting big guys, you've got to mash the A button to get back up. And oh yes, they can get you in a loop with that shit, especially the shockwave using motherfuckers.
Oh god, that makes Empire City Night awful, and it also makes obviously the final level awful. And also, the thing that I find particularly frustrating is the brutal kill type thing, whatever you want to call it, the quick time event. Is obviously if you fail that, then the enemy whacks you down on your ass and gets a bit of its health back, and you're just like, for God's sake! Because sometimes they throw you curveballs, and you're just like, but it was going to be that, and then it wasn't that. And why are you being a dick to me?
Nah, get good, Rishi, get good.
I know, but sometimes they do just change at really odd times, it feels like, and so it can be very difficult to move quickly enough to get the quick time event.
No, you're making excuses at this point, I think.
Whereas I go with the approach of just not using the quick time events and just keep smacking them as I was doing.
Well, not all of us have, like, maxed out the Werehog and saw our way through the guys, mate.
Well, that's how I got through the game in the first place. I'm shit with QTEs.
Yeah, fair enough, I suppose. I will say, as much as I like the platforming of the Werehog in Unleashed, it is very, very janky, much like the game as a whole. And if you don't understand what I mean when I say janky, I mean, like, things don't move as fluidly or act as smoothly as they should. Case in point, the Werehog's grabbing platforming. You press the B button whenever there's a target. Sometimes it feels very fiddly, and sometimes you feel like you'll be within range to grab, and you'll just, like, get nothing. You know, you'll be swinging in that air, basically. A tip I found that helps is you can keep B held down, and the second you get within range, he will reach out and grab, like, whatever you're looking for.
I have to say, though, that sounds like it could end badly. If only because you could end up grabbing onto something completely the other side of what you wanted to grab, and then you're just like, but I wanted to go there and not there.
Well, you know, I could make the argument that you could do that anyway if you were looking for a specific thing.
Well, that's totally fair.
You know, and not having B held down and simply pressing it.
It's more a case of not getting in that awkward controller hand claw thing where you got your fingers overlapping each other, where you're holding things down while doing other things.
Yeah. But this whole platforming sequence just tickles my climb up a structure itch. I don't know why I like it so much, and I guess it's just because I'm a fan of assault courses.
I like it when it's done like this. I don't like progressing up over previous parts of level things, because then it's like one wrong move and it's like you got to do all this shit again.
Yeah. By the by, the Werehog has a double jump. Save that on this particular section for after you've grabbed something to like rewrite yourself. Trust us, you'll thank us in the end.
Oh god, yeah.
And that will do it for Rooftop Run Night. All of the nights, all of the versions. Please join us next time when we continue in Sonic's complete world adventure, aka Sonic Unleashed.